All right, joining me now, talk more of all the goings-on in the White House. MediaBuzz host Howard Kurtz is here. Great to have you, Howard.
Good morning.
Let's talk about Steve Bannon. Do you think, according to some rumors, he's going to work against Donald Trump?
No, I think that's a media misconception. I know Steve Bannon. I know what motivates him. He may make life difficult for the Trump White House now that he's at Breitbart, because he's going to continue the war that he had when he was on the White House payroll against some of the people who he thinks are taking this presidency in the wrong direction. And it's no secret they include Jared Kushner, they include Gary Cohn, and others. And so I think we will see Breitbart under Bannon taking shots at those who, both inside the White House, the GOP leadership on Capitol Hill, the media establishment, but not going after Trump personally. They have a good relationship, even though Bannon was kind of forced out. He never thought he was going to last more than a year in the White House, actually.
You know, it's interesting. Yeah, okay, but his ouster has upset those in the alt-right, if you want to call them the alt-right, or those more conservative who are upset. They say he was the one true conservative in the White House, and now that he's out, they're disappointed.
Well, this is what I find fascinating about it, because there's a view that Bannon is a very smart guy, you know, maybe pushed or influenced President Trump. The fact is he was most successful on issues like an aggressive trade policy, economic nationalism, and immigration, where Trump already agreed with him and had been talking about some of these issues for decades. You know, I had on the London editor of Breitbart on MediaBuzz yesterday, and he said that the website under Bannon, now back as executive chairman, will be used as a weapon against the president's detractors or those who don't support this populist agenda. I said, is that really journalism? He said, well, lots of media outlets are weaponized. They just don't admit it. Breitbart's up front about it.
That's true. It could also be used to put a lot of uncomfortable heat on Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell, right?
Absolutely, and Breitbart went after particularly Paul Ryan before Steve Bannon joined the White House, and I think we will see a return to that. So it's going to be Bannon's going to make his presence felt now that he's one of the most famous people on the planet, and won't always be helpful to Trump, but he's certainly not going after Donald Trump personally.
You know, was SNL's depiction of the Grim Reaper, was that harsh?
That was a tad harsh. Look, the media never liked this guy. They depicted him as a dark, conspiratorial figure.
Yeah.
In fact, he had a good relationship with Trump. He echoed many of the themes that Trump ran on. He also wanted to raise taxes on the rich and do other things that the GOP establishment didn't agree with. And on those points, Steve Bannon didn't make much progress.
Final one, Howie. Treasury Secretary Steve Bannon responding to Yale's request that he resign over Trump's Charlottesville comments. I'm not going to go through the whole long quote, but it says, I find it hard to believe I should have to defend myself on this or the president. I feel compelled to let you know that the president in no way, shape or form believes that neo-Nazi and other hate groups who endorse violence and are equivalent to groups that demonstrate in peaceful and lawful ways. It's interesting, Steve Bannon says to the Yale folks, go away. I'm not leaving. I'm behind the president.
Well, unlike some White House officials who are leaking and distancing themselves from the president's handling of Charlottesville and saying they were privately appalled and they're shocked and they're numb, no names attached, people like Gary Cohn, Steve Bannon, and people who are Jewish who work for this administration, some of them have come out publicly and said that they are not going to resign, that they support the president, rather than sort of playing the Washington game of privately dissing the boss without having your name attached.
All right. Fascinating stuff. Never a dull moment, never a dull day. Howard Kurtz, great stuff. Thanks for joining us, Howard.